Told me that. You passed. All right, so we're going to record it. You okay with that? You okay with that? Grandma? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Great grandma.
Great grandma. Hopefully the audio, is it turned on, the audio?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's, I kind of want to start from what you remember about that day. And I'll start first over here, Allison, because you, from my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay, you and Candace have been friends for about a year, year and a half, maybe?
About a year and a half.
Okay. And this is right after you relocated here from New York. Okay, so...
No, it's been a few years after we've been here from New York for about... about 10 years now.
Okay, okay. In that time, help me understand what the dynamics of that relationship between you guys.
Sherry.
My mother started the friendship. Okay. She had met Candace and the kids and her mom down here at the Santa train.
And you have a good Irish name.
Thank you.
I'm McDonough, so Cladow ring.
They had met Candace down at the Santa train.
Okay.
And then she slowly introduced Candace to us and her mother.
Okay. So that your introduction to Candace was through your mom?
Yes.
Okay. And what was your first impression? You're next. I see you're begging to jump in here, Allison. I love it already.
No,
You're
Leslie.
Leslie, I was just testing her. Okay, you passed too. So, what was that? What was your first impression?
Someone that was looking for a friendship. Nice, you know.
Yep.
A
good person.
Yeah.
Just out looking for a friend. Okay. And over time, how did that friendship evolve?
We got close. She was like a sister to me. And those kids meant the world to me. Little Summer still does. Even the boys. It just kills me that she's gone. And, you know,
Candace was dirty, unwashed, and she did let her kids run all over and didn't make them mind.
So, and did that strike you?
Yes, and I did not like her.
Okay. And you're a great grandma, so you have that sense on whether you can tell, right? I mean, knowing, yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, when were the highs and when were the lows?
well, we did. She had went to Wisconsin over the summertime. She came back just before school started for the kids. And we did family things with my kids and her kids.
Right, and your mom?
Walks and hikes. Nope, my mom had a falling out with her.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And over time it's just started falling apart.
And how much time do you think it took?
A couple months for me to realize.
And what did you realize?
She was using me.
Okay, describe that for me.
Let's see, I put food in her house to feed her kids and her and her mom. I've had money come up missing, which I never told anyone.
Okay.
And it's pretty obvious where it went because There's only 3 adults in the house at the time. The rest were kids. Kids can't go down in the store because there's not one that's near. That's where to go.
And where did you think the money was going?
I don't know.
What's your gut?
Probably drugs.
Okay. What kind of drugs?
Well, she came out and told me she was a recovering meth addict.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, she doesn't strike me as having the characteristics of somebody who is obviously under the influence of meth all the time. Sorry? Booze. Does she drink a lot?
Oh yeah, every night at 5:30.
I'm not saying she didn't do meth. Don't misunderstand me, right? I mean, I don't
She
know.
never did it for me. She always smoked weed.
Okay. Yeah.
And,
Who
she
doesn't
drinks.
smoke weed today, though, right?
Me.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, oh, yeah. So we got 4 at the table here. Okay.
And
I can't afford it.
she drinks every night.
At least Leslie said
She
she's
drinks a
on.
nice sized bottle of R&R every
Okay.
night.
Okay.
I mean a nice sized jar.
How about a lot of times in this area, I know there's a big meth problem. What other kind of drugs are on the streets up here? How are pills doing up here?
Yeah.
And what kind of pills?
Oh no, I don't really hear about the pills. I hear about the meth.
Leslie?
Well, you hear pain pills,
Opioids? Like oxy?
that pain patch. They said on the news the other day that it's running rapid here.
Fentanyl.
Yeah, the fentanyl patches.
Yeah. Yeah, well, here in West Virginia, right? I mean, there's a town in West Virginia, I think it's Morganstown, and they had like 22 people OD on fentanyl in a single day. Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy. So, at some point, 3 or 4 months into it, correct me if I'm wrong, okay, your relationship kind of dissolved, but it maintained.
Longer than
It
that.
was longer than that.
It was the start of the 2nd year.
Yeah. It was about the end of August, early September.
Okay.
And then I really cut ties at the end of September, early October.
In that time, how was she treating the children?
She'd smack them and beat them.
Describe that.
Well, let's see. One time her son wanted a drink. She said no. He threw a fit on the floor, so she went over and wailed his ass.
Is that normal? Would you describe that as a mom, from your mom's position? Would that be out of the norm, or even that raised your eyebrows?
It raised my eyebrows. Like, I don't beat my kids.
Okay. Did you say anything to her?
I said, why'd you hit him for?
Ask her who unplugged the freezer.
Not me.
Well, it was unplugged, now we can't have pizza snacks.
Well, plug it back in.
I did.
But in between this, you should ask Leslie. Because Leslie was there before all this.
So you've known Candace longer?
No.
Oh,
No, I met Candace on her birthday. See, me and her worked together.
okay.
So, I came over for her birthday party. And they had a swimming pool up out back. It's a little swimming pool. And her kids and Candace's kids was playing in the pool. And some of the kids had got out and was eating a snack while we was cooking hamburgers and stuff. And 2 of her boys was in the pool and they was horse playing. And this really, what she done really got to me.
Okay.
I mean, they're kids, they're going to play in the pool.
Right.
They're going to get rough. You know, they're boys.
Right.
And because they got rough, horse playing in the pool, she made them get out. And back here behind the house, there's a driveway. And she made the 2 boys get out of the pool, wet, and lay down, stomach down, on blacktop.
It was hot. Really hot out.
That left an impression with you.
It left an impression so bad. I looked at her and Allison's mom, Sherry, I said, I do not like this bitch. Straight up. And I told Allison, I said, this swimming pool is going down. I said, those kids did not deserve that. I walked out, picked a swimming pool up, and dumped it. Turned around and walked back in the house. I did not want to be around her the rest of the evening. I didn't, because if I would have been, honestly, I would have went to jail.
Right.
And you want to ask me how I felt about that? That is abuse. Those children could have got seriously burnt.
Right. No, I agree. I agree that if that ground is just unbelievably hot.
And with them being wet,
Right. Yeah, it's just like oil and water and grease. It just
And
fries
it
them
just-
up. How did she react?
she just laughed.
She doesn't care.
She doesn't care.
She doesn't care.
Her and her mom both just laughed.
Well, that certainly has left an impression on you, Leslie.
Yes, it does. I don't like her. I have
Okay.
nothing for her.
Right.
And I told that one right there when we was at work.
Right.
Every day she was off work, she was at Walmart spending money for them.
Okay.
Every day.
For the children. I know what you mean by for them, for the children, am I right? Me helping the kids
If it
move
wasn't for me,
forward.
those kids, all they would eat is dollar pizzas.
How do they have the cars that they drive? That kind of stuff.
The ones that are on the property, see, I only knew that, at first, when I first met them, I only knew that Candace had a green Suburban. Donnie had a black truck, which Candace had sold when she came back from her trip from Wisconsin. She sold her husband's truck because he took his white truck with him to Utah.
Okay.
And there's other trucks on the property too that were not sold yet. There was a blue one that used to sit as you came out her front door. It used to sit right there in the yard,
Okay.
next to the tree where the swing was.
Okay.
That's been moved over by the mother's trailer.
Since the incident?
Get it right, the mother's camper.
Well, the mother's camper, I call it trailer. But from what I've seen in the pictures, it's been moved over by the camper.
No,
But it didn't have any wheels.
It didn't have no wheels, no insides. It didn't even have an engine.
So let's talk about the
The
day.
house was filthy.
Yes.
You tell her that. You tell her
That
that.
house was nasty.
I didn't go up there because I didn't like her.
Just
So I always stay here.
What's your impression of Dawn?
Yeah,
He seemed like an outgoing guy at first. You know, he has his
I'm
problems.
positive.
Like we all do,
Yep.
I
right?
He
did not
loved-
know him.
He loved Summer to death.
Yeah.
That was his pride and joy.
Yeah.
That was his pride and joy.
Is he still around? There's a rumor that he's kind of evaporated. Is that true? If you know?
The last time I knew he was around.
Okay. And of course, you know how things are. You know, people don't know unless they're here, right?
But
He's
he
been
was-
acting a little loony on Facebook lately,
Yeah. Oh boy.
and on his interviews on TV.
Right.
Like, first he started saying stuff about God and how he wanted the people that stole his daughter punished by cruel means, and then he went to saying something about Jezebel, and now everyone has to answer to the prophet. Like, weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he has really hurt this family.
By throwing me and my son under the bus. Oh,
Well, you know, people do different things. Penny, for your thoughts, Leslie, where you at?
honestly, I think Candace done something to her because Candace was jealous of that little baby.
Why though? Why would?
Because that baby was getting Donnie's attention.
Oh, okay. So it's a pull between dad or the child.
see, and a little
Is
dark,
that right? Is that what you're saying?
and a little dark secret that no one knows. Candace's mom told me this one. When they found out that they were pregnant with Summer, Candace's mom was supposed to adopt Summer
Because she was a girl.
because she was a girl.
Oh,
They wanted
interesting.
boy. She wanted boys. But Donnie,
Wanted a girl,
yeah.
and he got his girl.
yeah.
So let's.
Honestly, I don't feel that Donnie has anything to do with it. I may be wrong.
Was he at work that day? Do you know?
We don't know for sure.
Okay. Does anybody know for sure? Who would I talk to that would know that?
Probably the TBI.
Yeah, I don't want to go to TBI right now. They're doing their own thing, and I don't want to get involved in that piece of it. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I don't want to jeopardize any type of information they may have, or
And I mean,
that kind of
honestly,
stuff.
When she would have Summer, even here, and if I was here, I would keep my distance. Because I didn't like the way she done her kids. And everybody's like, call DCS, call DCS. DCS has been called so many times on this woman, it's not even funny. So what the Facebook people don't realize, there has been people try to step in.
No,
She avoids them.
sure,
Like
sure.
the plague.
Okay, okay.
She would see them pull in her driveway, she would lock the door and not let them in.
So they're.
I mean, what
And
are
then
we
they would make
supposed
appointments
to
with
Yeah,
them
right. I get it.
to come back and do their house check and, the pee test, and they would avoid them.
So I have a question for you. That day, walk me through what you remember.
I remember her showing up that morning
And what time was that?
about 10, between 10 and 10:30.
All right.
She asked if Hunter could go fishing with her in Summer because her mother was in the emergency room because of her knee.
Okay.
Because I guess a couple weeks back, they took her a trip to Gatlinburg and the boys were kicking the grandmother in the knee.
Oh my.
She
No.
didn't have the boys with them that day.
She didn't have any of the boys.
So it
with
was
her.
just Summer and Candace.
And then
And
Candace's
Grandma.
mom. Yep.
Was Grandma in the truck as well? Or in the vehicle?
Not when they first picked Hunter up, no.
Okay. So she comes
She was
over.
at the hospital.
Okay, so she comes over. What vehicle is she driving?
She was driving her mom's Silverado.
Okay, that's what I remember you saying. That's why I said truck. Okay, so she pulls up, and does she stop where? Right about,
Here.
right out front.
Between the pole and my mailbox
Okay,
to pick Hunter up.
all right.
Came in, she goes, "Can Hunter go fishing with me for a little while?" I said, "Sure."
Did she text you before?
Nope, she just
She
showed
just
up.
showed up.
Yep.
How did that strike you?
She was always trying to show up and talk to me. She was the first, when me and her stopped talking, she was stopping by my mom's. Talking to the kids, talking to my mom, unexpectedly, And, I didn't think anything of it at that time. I'm like, okay, yeah, Hunter can go fishing. He loves Summer to death. That's like his little sister.
They're buds.
Yep. She's like a daughter to me. And I didn't hear from him for a while. She dropped Hunter off between 2 and 2:30, right where your truck is.
Okay.
But her front end was facing the telephone pole.
So she's going this direction.
Yes.
Okay.
When she dropped Hunter off, it was her mom, Hunter, and Summer. And Summer was leaning against 2 gallons of milk.
Okay.
I said, "Oh, look at her." I asked her how Summer was, and she was sleeping.
What side of the back seat was she at? Do you remember?
Hunter was on the driver's side, and Summer was right there in the middle.
Okay, so it made sense if she's pulling this way that Hunter's going to get out
Yes.
on this side. Okay, it makes sense. Okay. And so she's on the other side or in the middle.
She's in the middle.
Okay.
Like,
Against the milk. Gallons of milk.
yep, against the 2 gallons of milk.
Okay.
And I said, "Oh, look at her." I said, "Isn't she hot?" I said, "I wish I could wake her up and, give her a hug." "No, you can't."
When the windows
And the windows were up.
What did Hunter say? Because he was sitting next to her.
Hunter said she was alive.
Okay.
That they were watching TikTok videos.
Oh, interesting.
Wait a minute, when they went into the store,
Yep.
they were...
Because Hunter has a timeline of where they went and what they did. And they had stopped at the store before they dropped Hunter off. That's where the 2 gallons of milk came from.
Okay.
And the groceries.
Okay.
And you know, I'm not trying to interrupt your timeline of that day, but I want to suggest they need to go to the Walmart on Fort Henry
Okay.
and have them look back at the cameras because
It was Westone Drive. She can't go to Fort Henry.
she got escorted out for the way she was yelling at those kids. Don't you remember?
Oh, yeah.
That day?
No. Prior to that,
Okay.
she had gotten arrested, well, cited on Walmart on Fort Henry Drive property.
Okay.
Her and my mom went into Walmart, and they had the kids with them. And she wanted them to help her fix a cell phone that she had bought from there. They told her they couldn't do it. Well, I guess she got really mad and upset, and she said,
She went down the toy.
well, first before she went down 12, she said something about blowing this place up.
Oh. Yeah.
So they got security.
Tactical error, right?
So they got security. Security called 911.
Sure.
They let her go their own way in the store. They found them in the toy aisle. Brought them up front to the security room. And she was arrested, but she wasn't put in handcuffs or taken them to central office for booking.
Because
She
of
was-
COVID.
Because of COVID. She
Got
was released on a ticket.
Got it. OR.
And she's
Own
banned.
reconnaissance.
I guess she's banned from that Walmart.
Okay. So let's go back to the trucks here. Summer's on the other side with the milk. Hunter gets out. You ask Hunter, or you talk to Candace about wanting to talk to Summer.
Yep.
What happens?
She said no. I wasn't allowed to wake her up.
Okay. So she's sleeping?
To me, she appeared sleeping.
Okay. Did it look like to you she was sleeping?
At the time, yes.
Okay.
But now that I look back on it, I really don't know.
Okay. Fair enough.
And it just kills me. Because, you know, now that I look back on it, it's like, was she really alive? Was she sleeping?
What's your gut as a mom? I mean, with Hunter coming in and saying, Mom, we were watching TikTok videos. I mean, for her to hurt her between the TikTok video stop and home here with Hunter in the car, that would have been kind of crazy, right?
Yeah, I believe she was alive here.
Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the highest, where would you put her being alive?
10
And where would Hunter put her?
out of 10.
Okay.
Because he sat here and he said where exactly what they were doing. She was giggling, watching TikToks and everything. And he said she fell asleep because she was tired. And that was right before they pulled up. So
And then what happened?
they left her around 2:30.
How long were they here?
About 5-10 minutes.
Did she get out of the truck?
Nope.
Stayed in the truck?
They had to go right away. They wouldn't...
They were parked out there for about 5 minutes because I was talking to them.
I know, but when you started to ask them, they...
Yeah, I said, well, you want to come up on the porch and, you know,
Hang out.
yeah, like
And
talk.
thank you for the invitation, by the way, to come up on your porch. It's very
Yeah.
kind.
Because I wanted to hear how the fishing trip went and everything. That's when I found out that they went swimming instead of fishing.
Okay. She told you they went swimming.